What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
I know what's going on, Big Shot Bob. The shoot-around's going on. Episode 105 of our Friday bonus show. 105. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My favorite Chappelle sketch of all time. Fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. We've got lots of just random questions. We've got some notes and corrections to get to. We've got all kinds of random stuff, so let's just jump into it.
I have a question for you guys.
Oh, go ahead. Rob's opening the show with some stuff. I love
Is
it.
105 an R&B station in Atlanta?
It is not.
I don't.
No. There's V103.
And there's Kiss 104.1.
Okay, see, because
There's
in
Hot
Alabama,
107.
you have a 105,
Yes.
and not here in LA, you have a 105. They're all R&B stations. So I was just wondering,
No,
105 was
What
I
like
don't think so.
the number for R&B stations.
That's it. It's like a highway. If it's got a 5, it's an R&B station. That's it. No, it's not that way here in Atlanta. We got a number of them. I don't think any of them are on 105. And now that we say that, we might be completely wrong. I wanted to bring this up briefly because I saw this on Clutch Points this week. It was kind of interesting. You were part of an interesting draft class in 1992, Robert, or you were part of one of those draft classes that just had guys that kind of reshaped the way the league worked. And you, to your credit, were among those dudes. But obviously, at the head of your class, Shaq, Alonzo Mourning, not so much with Christian Laettner, but he was he was one of those guys that lived on in infamy at Duke. Jimmy Jackson, LaFonso Ellis, Gugliotta. You went number 11. So you had a very stacked draft class in 92.
Yeah.
There were two more recent draft classes that I think might have maybe had as much of, if not more of an impact on the league. 2017, you had Jason Tatum to the Celtics, Bam Adebayo to Miami, De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs, and Lauri Markkanen to Utah. That's 5 that, I mean, like, you know, Spida for sure, Tatum, De'Aaron Fox is getting there, but, you know, Bam, obviously the defensive anchor for Miami. So a pretty good class there. Then you go on to 2018, the year after. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to OKC, Luka to Dallas, Mikal Bridges to Philly, Jaren Jackson Jr. to Memphis, DeAndre Ayton to Phoenix, Trae Young to Atlanta. Those are 2 years of stacked draft classes that effectively that group of guys, probably right there, those 12 guys or so, sort of reshaped how the NBA works these days, which is pretty crazy. Of that group, who do you think made the biggest impact on the league? If you look at all those dudes. And you've got Tatum, Bam, De'Aaron, Spida, Markkanen, Shai, Dončić, Jaren Jackson Jr.
It had to be me, the Shai group, just because Shai is an MVP and won a championship.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I think, you know, too.
Tatum won a championship, too. So,
He did. He absolutely did. Harp, any dudes in there that stand out to you as like those are the guys that really made the biggest difference?
Yeah, that 18 class is something else.
Yeah, sure is, man.
Because you got Luka, you got Trae, you got Shai.
You got Ayton. You got Triple J.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, who can't miss a game, apparently.
I think both of those drafts are really, really good, but it's something about that 18 draft where you start looking at guys who are franchise guys. Like in 17, you have Tatum. Who else?
Oh, 17 was, let me see, it was Tatum, Bam, De'Aaron Fox, Spida, and, I mean, to a lesser extent, Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, I think 18 is a little stronger.
I agree.
I think 18 is just a little bit stronger because I think you have more guys on that team that are more impactful franchise players. No disrespect to Spida, no disrespect to
Jason Tatum.
Because Tatum is the one of that group. Obviously, you know, he's hurt right now, but he's the one of that group that you know that he's the bona fide number one.
Sure.
But, you know, Bam has done really, really well. He's their franchise guy. But I think that 18 class is something else.
It's pretty stacked, yeah.
Naming those guys, like the crazy part also is, you know, Luka ain't won a title yet. Has Luka even when was Luka ever league MVP?
No, he's
he
not
ain't won MVP yet.
Yeah.
You know, so I would think we would think he may win one at some point in time, but for him to be as impactful as he has, and he hasn't even won an MVP yet, let alone a title, I just think that 18 class is a little bit more solidified.
Agreed. I got to do a couple quick notes and corrections here. Our longtime friend E hit me up on X this week and reminded me of a couple things that we misspoke on. And look, I've said this before. I can't speak for Rob on this. I'm going to speak for me. I don't know everything about this, man, stuff. Like, I mean, I do my best. I keep up. I'm a fan, but I'm not like a stat bank. Like, I have a hard time remembering players' names. If you ask me, if we played around to who he played for, I would whiff on a lot of them. Like, it's tough, man. It's absolutely tough. Some guys I know, they're numbers guys. Like, they know this stuff. They keep the stuff top of mind. E hit me up and said, I had to stop this week's show because Joker, you said, has 2 MVPs. He does have 3.
We said he had 3. We said 2.
I said 2. When I spoke, I was thinking about the 3 in a row that should have been 3 in a row. And Embiid got in there. But, yeah, it was 20-21, 21-22, and then Embiid got in there, and then 23-24. So when I was talking about it, I meant interrupted. He should have had the 3 straight. But I said 2. He has 3. All good. And then he said also Andre Iguodala was indeed there for all 4 of the Warriors' title runs. We were unsure of how many he was there for. I think I might have said 2. He was there for all 4. So if you ever have a note and a correction, feel free to send it. I will send you back a middle finger, and I will mention it on the show.
Because we were talking about whether or not he was a Hall of Famer.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, and it was about how many of the, and I honestly, genuinely did not realize he was part of all 4 of those teams.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
I still don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but
4 titles and a Finals MVP. I don't know, dude.
I mean,
we don't need to revisit the conversation,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
yeah.
Yeah, it's. I didn't realize he was there for all 4. All right, question from Dan. Will the Nuggets retire both Carmelo's number 15 and Jokic's number 15? Melo made number 15 iconic endeavor. He brought the franchise back into the spotlight. Growing up, the powder blue Melo jerseys were everywhere. And then years later, Jokić inherits the 15, and we know what he's done. Can you retire the same number for 2 different guys? I mean, I guess you could do whatever the hell you want, right? Like,
Yeah.
they retired 2 Kobe numbers. So, why couldn't you retire a 15 for Melo and a 15 for Jokić?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, put them side by side up in the rafters.
I'm not going to lie. Every now and then, I'm surprised they let a player take a number. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, if you're Denver, why let Jokić take that 15, knowing there's probably going to come a day where Carmelo's 15 may go up in the rafters?
Well, because once you did, Carmelo didn't win anything while he was there. He didn't even win Rookie of the Year.
Okay, that's true, but I mean, he was one of the great scorers.
Yeah, but then you look at that team's like he kept getting beat. He never made it to the West Conference Finals.
Okay,
there's a lot of things.
So they didn't maybe have a high regard for his 15 at the time. Is what you're saying.
Correct. So even though he had great years there, it was not years where they won like Western Conference Championship, won their conference, went to the finals.
True.
It was. I think that's what teams look at. I'm like, yeah, we got this young kid that we're gonna try to keep and mold around. He wants 15. I can give it to him. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Good point. I guess you can retire the same number for 2 different guys. What the hell's the difference? Questions from Kevin. Do you think Kevin Durant could ever catch LeBron's all-time scoring record? This week, when asked who might one day catch him, LeBron didn't hesitate. He said Kevin Durant. He said, quote, they don't call him easy money and Slim Reaper for nothing. Katie, by the way, is currently 8th on the all-time scoring list with 30,571. Still 10,000 points behind LeBron James.
How many points does he average during the season? That's
Good question. Usually he's up of 30, right?
Well,
I want to say he's probably
25 now.
25. All right, let's see.
I just
Kevin Durant.
I don't with LeBron still playing. I just don't think so. It's different if LeBron had retired, but LeBron's still playing.
26.6. That was points per game in the 24-25 season.
I think for his career he averages like 27.
It's probably something up there like that.
I don't see it happening.
See, last season was 26.6. Trying to see where it says like average points per game here. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 27, 29, 26, 29, 29, 27, 26, 26, 25, 28. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take. He's probably about 27-ish. Probably somewhere in that range.
I don't see it happening.
I don't. My thing is, I don't know if, and I think, Rob, you've said this before, I don't know if anybody can have the longevity it takes to catch LeBron. And I think that's the hitch here. It doesn't matter like how good you are as a scorer. How long can you play at an elite level and stay healthy is the question. I don't think it has anything. Like, yes, do you have to be an elite scorer to catch that number? 100%. But you also got to be healthy. And that's a hard proposition.
You got to average 25 points for 20 years.
Yeah.
That's just putting it on the low, and how many players going to play 20 years? You think about it. Let's look at Chris Paul, who's a great scorer, but as he got long in the tooth, his scoring kind of diminished. Did LeBron's scoring diminish? No. So you got to think about, you got to have the body type that LeBron has, who can play like a guard and play like a big. How many players out there we know outside of KD who I don't see him playing for 5 more years? You know what I mean? So
I could see him playing 3, 4, 5 more years.
Yeah, but in those 3, 4, 5 years, LeBron gonna play 3 of those too.
Yeah, that's true. See, LeBron's not LeBron. We don't have an end in sight for LeBron. To your point, Harper. You know what I mean? Like, if LeBron had decided I'm going to hang it up at the end of this season, well, okay, now you can kind of go, okay, what is it going to take for me to get there? But
and you got to look at if KD can stay fully healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you just got to hope that he doesn't get in his own way and injuries don't get in his way as well. So I just think there's numerous factors between LeBron still playing at a high level, and hoping KD doesn't sabotage that possibly happening by getting hurt. So I just don't think I don't see it happening.
So let's look at it like this way. What 20-year-old in the league right now that's 20, I mean not 21, 22, but 20 is averaging 25 points a game? Is there a 20-year-old in the league averaging 25 points a game?
A 20-year-old?
Because that's how you have to look at it, because LeBron came in the league at 19. I think at 20, he was averaging 25. You think it went from 20 to 40. That's 20 years right there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think there isn't one.
Is it Wemby?
No, Wemby didn't average. You said at 20 years old, averaging 25?
Yeah, how many?
I don't think Wemby averaged 25.
Okay, but I'm saying that's the only player that you think about it.
22 last season. Or no, for his NBA career, he's averaging 22.5h.
Yeah, see, and he missed all those points of last season.
And then he was almost half the season, yeah.
So next year, now the next guy that we might think that could catch him is probably Cooper Flagg coming in at 19, and he ain't gonna average 25 with the
right.
You got to look at it like that.
You're also talking about a kid that hadn't played a minute of NBA basketball yet, not real NBA basketball.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying though, in order to catch LeBron, it got to be some phenom that comes in at 20 years old. It's just kicking ass,
and it's just a scoring machine. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And then manages to stay healthy for 20 years. Yeah,
right.
Which is a hard proposition for anyone.
Because what's the most games LeBron ever missed? The groin tear when he Christmas Day with the Lakers, and that was like what, 25 games or something he missed?
It's a good question.
Yeah, he's been
that's
very
small,
durable.
man.
He's been there.
Yeah.
Let's find out. What's the most games LeBron James missed in a season?
It's so many factors, and this is why this is such an amazing thing, because you have to, like I said, take into account how long he's played and at the level he's played for so long as well. So as great as Kevin Durant is, and as some people may look at him as the greatest pure scorer of all time, however you want to look at that, but I don't see him catching that points record.
LeBron in 21 seasons has only missed 172 games. In 21 seasons of basketball. That's crazy. Dude, that's crazy.
Hey, I want to miss the game just because I'm tired, boss. Him said he tired. I'm tired.
I'm tired. That man tired. He don't want to play the back-to-back, boss. He's out. Question from Ethan. I thought this was cool. I saw it on X this week. I want to know who you guys will roll with. I know you guys like these. Here's his question. He forwarded me this tweet. You got a trio from 3 different generations of the NBA. You got Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird. Okay? Pretty much dominated the 80s, and most of the 90s. Then you go up the next generation. You got Kobe, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki. Carried the league through the 2000s. And then you go LeBron, Durant, and Steph Curry from the more current generation. What trio do you want? And I know it's always hard to go, well, I mean, how do you go against Mike, right?
Why Dirk is in there instead of Shaq?
Yeah, it could have been Shaq.
Yeah.
That was just the question, though.
I'm taking the Kobe Tim era.
Kobe, Tim, and Dirk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I would love to take LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, but that Kobe, Tim, and Dirk, the only liability is Dirk on defense, but Kobe and Tim can take up slack for the rest of them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough between those last two.
I'm surprised no one's leaning to the Jordan Bird Magic.
Nah.
No. Wow. Okay.
Nah. Just because Magic and Bird gonna give up 40.
Oh, every bit of it. Every bit. Jordan's your only defensive piece there. Yeah, he's your only defensive piece.
I'll take Kobe and them, but by a very, 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 very small margin.
Yeah.
Very small.
When you start thinking about it, like, fuck, KD can guard, LeBron can guard, Steph can guard when he wants to, and that damn Steph gonna pull Kobe away. Yeah, that's hard, though.
That's
a
tough.
hard one.
But I think Kobe, I think the Kobe Tim Dirk group though is, and I'm not saying this is a shot, probably a little tougher, only because they played in a little bit of a harder age of the NBA. Not the years that Jordan, Bird, and them played in, where you had hand checking and all that shit. But I feel like the newest generation of NBA guys, I think where a lot of the knocks come from the traditional generation is the NBA was a much harder, more physical game. And I think Kobe had to, and Tim and Dirk had to fight 3 years where you were playing hard physical basketball a lot of nights.
I think it'd be hard for Kobe and them to guard LeBron and them, and LeBron and them really hard to guard that group, because if you think about it, Kobe and Steph are probably like neutralizing each other, but the problem is who's going to guard Tim, LeBron or Kevin?
I would probably say
I don't think people realize how fucking difficult it was to guard Tim. And if you ain't strong now, and LeBron is probably stronger than Kevin, but he's a little too short to guard Tim, though. So yeah,
true. Okay. All right. Last question. This one came from our friends at Clutch Points. Thank you for sending this along. I want to get your take on this because I thought it was pretty interesting. This is another rank 'em. These are always fun to do. Going into this season, where do you have these guys ranked? Giannis, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, and Cade Cunningham. So of those five, who's your top?
Me and B Harp going to agree on this, so I'm going to let Harp go first.
Go ahead.
Give me the five again.
Giannis, Brunson, Spida, Jaylen Brown, Cunningham. When I was doing this, I worked bottom up, only because this is not a shot at Cade. I just don't think Cade's of that group. I don't think he's quite there yet.
I have Jaylen last.
Really?
Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Brunson? Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He was my 4 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have, especially coming into this year from an impact standpoint, I may have Brown last.
Okay.
I know he's a Finals MVP, but I'm still not convinced on his handles. I'm still not convinced on his ability to score now without Tatum. How is that going to be? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll put Cade at 4.
Okay.
I put Cade at 4 too.
You said
I had those flipped, but go ahead. Yeah.
You said Brunson.
Then your last 3 would be Giannis, Brunson, and Spida.
Giannis, Brunson. I'll put Brunson 3.
I put Brunson at 3.
That's where I had him too.
I'll put Spider 2 and then Giannis 1.
That's how I had mine.
That's how I had him. The only difference was the bottom I had flipped.
Yeah.
I had Cade and Jaylen flipped.
I just think about when you think about size and straight ability, and the Greek Freak is just freaking amazing.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm anxious to see what he has in store this season. I really am, because he's going to have to do probably a little bit more without the pieces that he once had. And, I feel like if he is deciding he's going to leave Milwaukee sooner or later, this is one of those seasons where you can show the league, here's why I'm worth you backing up the truck. Yeah. Because even without another piece, I'm able to go out there and just run that place.
And the thing about this whole situation, I almost wanted to put Cade at 3, just because you think about it, he had a really, really good year last year. They were right there on the cusp. They think about it. You could be really good with the team is kind of new, had a mixture of people. I don't know what's going to happen with the betting guy, but you think about how good they're going to be next year. You improve each and every season when you're a young team.
Yeah.
And then how is Jalen Brunson going to be with a new coach? Is he going to make it his offense? Because if you look at the New York Knicks, they got some guys who can score, but Jalen was the one like, I'm taking all the shots. And everybody else said, okay, we'll just stand over here and wait till you get a shot. Will the new coach come in and say, no, dude, you got to be a playmaker too. You can't just be me. And plus your dad is gone, so we ain't got to worry about that bullshit right there. And so, and that's how you got to look at it. So
plus your dad is gone.
Yeah. So the Cade and the Jalen Brunson are two very interesting pieces right there because their seasons, I think Cade's going to do really well this season. But Brunson, I want to see how the new coach and the new everything is going to play into place up there.
Well, I mean, if you're Mike Brown, you have to know he's your centerpiece, right?
Mike Brown might come in and say, okay, what plays y'all run last year? Okay, I'm going to run the exact same play.
We're going to run the same shit we've been doing because I am great at that.